Can you show me your faces, guys? Otherwise, I'm just talking to your names, some black squares with your names. It would be easier for me if you could open your faces, then I could set up a communication. Can you switch on your cameras at least? Or just give me a sign that we hear you. So for Nikolai, no camera, no video. Is it? At least you can say something. Just use your mic. Nikolai Drachov, I don't have chance, sorry. Yep. So you mean Nick has no camera? Just if you don't have cameras, if you cannot say anything in your mics, can you type, just text to me in the messenger, in the chat, that we hear you and we see you better, you see me.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Victoria, is it you? Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, that's me, that's right. I guess we can all hear clearly, and the video is just fine.
All right, good. And then Maria, I know Galaxy J4 is in online with us because she just sent a text. How about Shreya and Maria? And we have a newcomer now switching on, like Tushar. Maria, do you hear me? Do you see me? Guys, I need your eyes. I need your faces. Shreya, hi Shreya, do you hear me? Can you type anything for me? Just Tushar, welcome. Hello. Otherwise, I hope Galaxy is watching me. Nikolai cannot say anything, but he can see me and watch me. And Victoria Potapova just confirmed that everything is okay. All right. Yes, I can see you. Shreya, hi. Okay. Then Maria and Tushar, are you here both? Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right, then I'll be watching my face in just the video I have. And what I have for you, I have several slides of presentation that I can explain to you, and then we can discuss probably. I wanted just to have, rather than lecturing you from my side, kind of discourse so that we could discuss and I could answer a question and ask you some questions. I have many questions to you, and I would prefer to have interactive communication with you rather than just to tell you anything. And now, guys, just can you just tell me who knows me, what I am, who I am, and what I am? Please just write down that we know you. No need to explain who and what you are, because I have a brief self-presentation about myself. Just but if you know me, no need to waste time. By the way, I would like to ask Daria how much time we have for today's webinar or just a masterclass, whatever we call it, like 1 hour, 1:30, 1.5. How much time we have for today? Oh, we have one more person joining. Well, guys, it's terrible. Just without any communication, just I don't feel you. So otherwise, I'm like a radio. Just you can make me, louder, or just switch off. But without communication or bilateral communication, it's terrible. I mean, no fun for me. Okay, we have class at 6:30, so it's better to finish before that. Okay, Victoria, I'll do. Well. Then let me switch onto another screen just to show you my screen. I hope you see that. I hope you see my screen. And this is just what I want to talk with you about. There are namely two words which are CASE, case, and MAAS, maas. Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that? Anyone? What do those acronyms mean? Case is just an acronym, a word consisting of several. All right, so let's proceed to the contents of my today's class, if you want. I wanted to know me a little bit better, so there is a part of my self-introduction. What kind of person I am? And then, as long as I belong to automotive industry, I would concentrate on on it. And item number 2 is automotive industry and traditional business model. Item number 3 is from possession to mobility. And in this part, I'd like to discuss with you, explain you just rent a car, financial lease, and operating lease, to explain to you what we do in this part. And number 4 is automotive industry, new trends. And here I am going to explain you what is case. So if you do not mind, let me move to my self-presentation, where I will show you some pictures of myself, some tips in where I work, what I do for work. I belong to a group of companies called Motors. This is Toyota dealers, and the guys, please, okay. Toyota and Lexus dealers in Vladivostok and Khabarovsk. This is a company where we have almost 400 people working for the group. And we do sell new cars and do repairs and maintenance of cars. And here in the Far East, I think we are the best in the industry amongst all other brands and dealers. And I have some business besides. I have constructed a building and the business center on Staraya Rechka, and this is called Antenna Building. So this is another project. It's I'm a landlord, and then just this is like real estate management as an activity. And I'm a member of in Republic. It's a network of cafes. I hope you know, or someone visited. There are several cafes in town. And I have small business in Singapore. It is a bicycle shop, and we do sell bikes and accessories. And there are 12 guys working for the company, and all are Singaporeans, like some Indian Singaporeans or Chinese Singaporeans, Malay Singaporeans. And yeah, this is just in very downtown of Singapore. And we do some bike rent. And this is a team. This is a team, yeah, team. And I have small business in the United States, in Seattle and Edmonds. This is kind of a small spa salon doing manicure, pedicure. Yeah. By the way, this is my leg. And this is my kind of social activity. I'm a president of Boxing Association here in Vladivostok. So we conduct, well, we support boxing clubs, boxing schools, just some boxers, and organize boxing matches, tournaments. And I have another project called Prisma Business Consulting, where I do coaching and business consultations on business. Just I have a training course for businessmen belonging to different business fields. It's sun, it's nice. Yeah. And as for today, I will concentrate on automotive industry for you. What is that? If talking only Toyota is one of the greatest manufacturers in the world. And guys, if I could see your faces, I would ask you some questions. What are the strongest brands? Who do you think are the strongest brands or strongest manufacturers in the world? What names come to your mind when you think of automotive, or when you think of cars? Who are the strongest? Can you at least type it to me? For example, Lada is #1 brand, the strongest manufacturer. Or just give me an idea. Anyone? Nikolai, you are Ford, yeah. Toyota, Benz, BMW, yeah. Benz, BMW. Marucci. What is that? It's fun. Ford also. Yeah, actually, all are right. Actually, Tushar, can you give a little bit more about explanations about Marucci? What is that? What is the origin of this car, of this manufacturer? What country?
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so Maruti is basically a very prevalent company brand in India. So
Good.
And it has a tie-up with Suzuki as well. So a
Right.
lot of cars in India can be seen of Maruti Suzuki. It's a joint venture, I suppose. So that's why I thought that Maruti could be world's big name, but I suppose it's an Indian thing, I guess.
In fact, India is the biggest market, one of the biggest market, just because of population.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
yeah.
that's true.
Actually, thank you so much. Well, I never heard about that, so but it's something new for me. I'm learning.
No issue.
Yeah, but of course, there are several companies who historically were the biggest name, and Nikolai mentioned Benz, BMW, and of course, Audi, and Audi. Those three, they call it like German three, and those three were like historically the best names in Europe, but spread over all around the world. And in States, yeah, the longest history and the greatest company is Ford, and then GM, and then Chrysler. But the times of those brands, just sole brands, are now gone, and it's a big mess now. Many companies just merged or some disappeared, and you can really hardly say who is the owner and what is the origin. As Tushar explained, Marucci and Suzuki, somehow it's a joint venture or whatever, business with Japanese. But contrary to all others, Toyota is still Japanese brand. No one else, but Akio Toyoda is now a president, and it was originated in Japan and still belongs to Japan and belongs to one family. So it's private.
So sorry to interrupt you. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I wanted to know what is the status of Hyundai and Honda in the brand in this industry?
Hyundai and Honda?
Yes.
Well, actually, I'm not a deep, well, Hyundai and Honda. Honda is Japanese, Hyundai is Korean.
Exactly.
But what do you mean by your question?
So I mean, like you said, Toyota being a Japanese company, it is the most prevalent brand in today's time, right? So I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
know what is the status of Honda and Hyundai, both of these companies, because I come from, if I see cars in India, a lot of
Mhm.
cars are made by Hyundai, and even in Vladivostok, I see a lot of Hyundai cars. So I just wanted to know.
Okay, all right, understand. But I'll give you another example. For example, there is another company, Nissan, which is almost same big as Toyota, but
Yes.
it is no more just Japanese company because it has merged or somehow married with Renault, French
Okay.
company Renault.
Okay.
So when I say Toyota is the solely Japanese company, so it has married no one. It belongs to one family, one country, one origin, and have own strategy without anyone else. So Hyundai is probably still Korean, but I don't know what other projects overseas they may have some joint ventures in other countries. But
Okay.
let me be back to my main subject of today.
Sure.
All right. And by the way, do you see my screen now? I hope you do. So this is overseas production network. So the factories or plants assembling Toyota all over the world. So many concentrated in Asia, some of them in Europe, and then one in Russia, in St. Petersburg, in other, Middle East or Africa, and many in North America and Latin America, South America, many. But it's not the main subject. What I wanted to discuss with you was the traditional business model of how the business has been being conducted through many, many years, even decades, but it might be changed very soon. Look, that was the supplier or manufacturer. In the story with Toyota or any car manufacturer, this is just assembling plant or manufacturing plant. Another is just a distributor. This is the company in the big market who is in charge of distribution. And then a retailer. In case of us, we are retailers. The dealers, each dealer is a retailer. So manufacturer, distributor, a dealer. And then this lady with the key, who is she? Who can tell me what is this this lady in this scheme? In this scheme, can you write it down for me? What is she? A customer, exactly. The buyer, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, guys. The customer, the buyer, the end user, I would say. And this scheme, this model, business model existed for decades. But there are new trends. And just coming back to the map. For example, this is overseas production network of Toyota Motor Corporation, production network, but there are several manufacturing plants here in Japan as well. And look, this is huge market of Russia, big territory with 145 million people living here. And there is a plant representing manufacturer, Japanese manufacturer. And here we have a distributor. Distributor is located in Moscow, and distributor is an importer. Distributor brings cars from Japan and from other assembling plants who are close to Russia. Of course, from St. Petersburg plant is also producing cars for Russia. They are producing Camry, I think you know well this model, and they are producing RAV4s. And distributor, its name is Toyota Russia. or Toyota Motor Russia. This is a company registered in Russia, but with Toyota Motor Corporation capital. And it distributes the cars all over Russia. And there are many dealers in Russia. Exactly, there are 108 Toyota dealers, including Vladivostok and Khabarovsk. This is our small group of companies, Summit Motors. We are here. And about 50 Lexus dealers. We also have 2 Lexus in Khabarovsk and Vladivostok. So about 150 retailers or dealers. And the main function of retailer, of the dealer, is to sell cars, and when time comes, to repair those cars or to conduct periodic maintenance of the cars. And that is the main function. And this lady is a customer. Let's move. Let's move. But the world is changing. There are new technologies in our life. We want it or we don't want it. But look, today we have a class. We cannot meet physically each other, but we can have a lecture. We have a webinar. By the way, guys, one day I still hope we can meet physically. And this is my official to all of you who are here in this class, to come to my company for the company tour. And I will be just happy to meet you here and just to show you around and explain more. So please promise me that you come one day. I'm waiting for you. Well, this technologies like smartphones, like communication online, like internet, are changing business models, even in automotive industry, very drastically. And those 4 letters, by the way, who knows what those 4 letters mean? Can you write it down for me? What those, who knows, what is that? MAAS, M-A-A-S. Tushar, do you know? If not,
No, sir,
guys.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm for that. I am the guy who explains. Okay, all right. Yeah, let's go back to my presentation. So what is MAAS? MAAS stands for Mobility as a Service. So what was the dealer doing? Selling the cars. And I'm selling the cars. I have been selling the cars for already 29 years. 29 years. Could you believe that? I'm selling the cars longer than you exist in this world. And what I was doing, what was the nature of the business? I was exchanging the car, metal, plastic, glass, rubber, whatever, onto money. Selling, and the concept of my business was selling just cars, selling just making dollars per unit. I was selling some units of cars. But new trend is people are not going to own any longer. Own cars or possess the cars to have it for a long time as their property. They want just to use it. And same happens with same happens with say houses, apartments. Well, many of you still, some of you may have your own apartment, but you just use temporary. Some you rent some apartments, or you just stay in a dormitory, which is just also like temporary use, instead of owing instead of possession. So there are world trends that it goes from possession to use. So in the case of automotive industry, it goes from owning the car, ownership of the car, to temporary use of service. And mobility is that kind of service which we try to offer to the market, to the customers, to that lady with the key. But we offer her not the car for 1 to 5 years for money, but for a short time. And that is mobility service. And what we are selling now, and other companies now selling to the customers, they say mileage. They say sell kilometers. How many kilometers you have run? So $10, $20, $100, or how many hours you, let's rent a car for 1 day. So let it be $50 per car, or just to take it for 3 hours, let it be like $10 per car. So mobility instead of mobility service, just selling time, selling kilometers. And this transition, this change really opens new opportunities for people. For example, do you guys have cars of your own? Any one of you? Do you have cars of your own? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. What car?
I have a Creta of Hyundai.
Oh, not Maruti.
No, not Maruti. But yeah.
All right,
And then,
Nikolai has Honda Fit, nice car. Well, I think other guys also. Actually, by the way, you in the screen probably you can see two more guys, Alexander and Alexei. This is my colleagues, and they will welcome you in the company when you come to visit me here. So they will help to organize, company tour, and so they are my colleagues. So please greet them. Okay. All right. So, but who of you have driver's license, guys? Anyone? Do you have driver's license? Shantam likely has a license. Tushar, of course, you have a car and you have license. That's for sure. But what I want to say is that some people can drive. They like driving, but they don't own the car. I had the chance, well, I didn't use that chance, but I had a chance to drive even Ferrari. Oh, Tushar has a license, okay. I had a chance to drive Ferrari, but I didn't use that chance. And that was like 15 minutes if you pay 95 euro. That was in Paris, in France. And just in the street, there was Ferrari, and if you pay 95 euro, you can drive like 15 minutes. It's a nice opportunity. But if I buy a car, like for example, Nikolai Drachov, Honda Fit, well, he will use this car for pretty long, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it depends. But one day he would like to go to the sea, and he may need some pickup. Well, just like maybe SUV car, like a bigger one, just to go off-road. But Honda Fit is a small car, it's a city car. And ownership does not allow to enjoy another type of the car because all money already spent. He already bought this Honda Fit. While mobility service, it gives more opportunities for you in the same time try or have, use whatever car you want and available in the market. You may need a bigger car to carry something, or you may need a just SUV car to go off-road, or just a city car, or maybe even some small van to go with your friends somewhere. So that is the nature of mobility, which opens more opportunity to the customers and people and well, companies. There are more and more new companies who, instead of selling units, are selling mileage or are selling time of use. And you are, I think, very familiar with this, business like selling time, which is very, very commonly known. Rent a car, many companies like Hertz or Avis or many others. Even in Vladivostok, there are rent-a-car companies offering different cars. Even us, Summit Motors, we were offering a rent-a-car service here from our company because we know that traditional model, this traditional business model, one day may disappear. One day may be broken. People may stop buying cars for their ownership, as their property. They are using car because look, if you take, for example, me, I'm in the morning, I use the car to go to my office, and in the night, I use the car to go back home. And this is like 15 minutes only of car use, 30 minutes car use, but I paid the full price for the whole car, and I'm owing that and I'm possessing that, while I could use maybe taxi or rent-a-car car. So which is rent-a-car. Guys, I would like to explain a little bit about financial lease and operating lease. Have you heard of that? Who knows what is that? And what's the difference? Financial lease or operating lease, and what is the difference with rent-a-car? If you know, just tell me. I know. If you don't, please write down. Please explain. All right. Well, rent-a-car, car rent, it's just short rent. You take a car for a day or 2 days, or you go to vacation, you go to Thailand if you're just a local guy, or you go to another country, another town, and then you rent for just short use. 1, 2, 3 days a week, or just 2 weeks, the longest possibly, probably. But lease is for longer time. Lease is for longer time. And financial lease, well, this is a little bit strange scheme when you buy a car through leasing company, and this scheme helps you to save tax or some taxes. And this financial lease is no more popular in Europe, for example. Now in Europe, it is recognized as fraud, as escaping from taxation, taxes, paying taxes. So it is prohibited now. But in Russia, it is quite popular now. And if you buy a car, well, if you want to buy a car for the company, for your company use, and such a financial lease gives some benefits. You save money on tax. Operating lease, this is also long use of cars, and contrary to rent-a-car, short lease, normally it is used by companies. Rent-a-car is like person rents a car from rent-a-car company, but operating lease, this is between the companies. And as an example, there might be some pharmacy company who have chain of pharmacy shops in town, and they have some fleet of cars to deliver, pills and medical, everything, medicine to the shops every day. So if they are just, if they are a part of a traditional business model, they would have to purchase all those cars and to have it as a property. So they would need, well, for example, they need 10 cars, 10 Camrys, for example. It means if they have 10 Camrys to deliver all those, medicine to the pharmacy shop, every day they need 10 drivers. If they need 10 drivers, they need to have some technicians to repair. They need to have some spare parts in stock just for maintenance, periodic maintenance. So this is extra cost. This is some expenses, unnecessary expenses for pharmacy company. If you're a pharmacy company, why should you think about car? You think about how to sell pharmacy, how to organize pharmacy business and how to sell medicines, not the car. And for that, the pharmacy company goes to a leasing company, and leasing company arranges a contract with the dealer like us, and we sell those vehicles to leasing company, and leasing company just lease to the pharmacy company for 1 year or 2 years, and leasing company just pay just periodically. And leasing company may organize those drivers. They have drivers of their own. They have workshop, whatever, maintenance shop and spare parts. While pharmacy shop is, well, please give me mobility service. Please deliver my boxes to my pharmacy shops every day. That's all. I will pay you leasing fee. So let me give you a homework to read more about what is financial lease and its nature, and what is operating lease, its nature, and compare it with rent-a-car service, so that you could have kind of understanding of the nature of new mobility services. But it's also, well, it's not that new. It also exists for many, many years, and there are new other services. And what are the services of mobility, which are now more and more popular besides rent-a-car? How people use temporarily for short time use? Do you know? Rent-a-car, operating lease, financial lease. What other mobility services with the car? You have seen it many times. Well, I think in India there must be such services, not only for cars, motorbike, cab service, exactly. Taxi, right? Taxi. Yeah, this is also, we can use their mobility service just to carry our bodies from one part of the town to another part of the town. Yeah, Alexander смотрел это. Car sharing, exactly. Car sharing, yeah, which is getting more and more popular. Yeah, car sharing. So let's move back to my screen. And what is case? What is case? Now we know what is MaaS, right? MaaS is mobility as a service, MaaS. I hope you remember this. And another one, those are types of mobility services, and this is CASE, C-A-S-E. That is new trends in automotive industry. And those 4 major trends are changing the automotive industry, and they really give big impact or big influence on what we do as a dealer. Those trends. What are those trends? Let me speculate a little bit on it. Case. First, it is so-called connected vehicle. Connected vehicle, you see the photo here. I'll just make it a bit wider. So there are different kind of equipment that can be installed in the car, or now some of equipment is pre-installed in the factory, and that allows the car to stay connected with its owner. Though that equipment allows the car to stay connected with the dealer, that equipment allows the car to stay connected with the manufacturer. For example, some types of alarm systems installed here allow to monitor, to watch through some application by your computer or by your smartphone. You can watch where your car is moving, or if you are not in the car, but you can just see its location on the map. And for example, if you allow your girlfriend to use your Honda Fit, if Nikolai gives a key to his girlfriend and she goes somewhere, and if his car is equipped with such device, he can easily watch where she goes to, and just, oh, she's now in Shamara, or she's now in Первая Речка. And just the car is sending signal through this device. And it is called telematics. Telematics is just sending data remotely. You stay remote and you get data, some data. And there are big bulk of data that can be sent by the car to the owner or to the dealer, because the dealer or the owner can know, for example, well, the dealer may see through this data mileage of the car. So after 10,000 kilometers run by the car, the dealer may remind to the owner, please come to us for periodic maintenance. We need to change oils, we need to change filters, we need to change brake pads on your car for your safety. And such data can be received through these telematics services, and the car stays connected. And besides just watching where the car is, and there are much more services and data that can be obtained and processed by whoever, by the owner of the car. For example, even staying connected, if Nikolai wants to know what's going on in his car, he can hear the voices or just what kind of noises are there in the car. If his girl is singing the song and he, okay, just switching on his smartphone, oh, she's singing this good song. Maybe her voice is not good, but the song is good. Or you can have your cameras inside of the car, and if there are someone who you don't want to enter your car, you can see. Or it can send, the car may send some alarm, a signal to traffic police if the car gets into the accident. I think some Russians who live here, oh, someone is writing here. Chat. Okay. Nice opportunity to listen to singing again, please. Okay. All right. But what is important is that, wait. What is important that you, how to shut it down? Yeah. How to shut this chat down? Сообщение, групповой чат, остановить чат. All right. Так. Mass. Let me stop it and be back. Okay. Right. Okay. So staying connected. C in this case is for connected. The cars are now connected to the world, to anyone who wants to get any data, and that data becomes valuable when the manufacturer may know the car behavior and how the engine is working, and what kind of improvements are needed to make it better, or to see and to monitor fuel consumption. And for example, leasing company has drivers, or for example, I have a driver, and he's driving my company car, and I want to know his driving behavior. when we drive together, well, I'm in the car, he drives very carefully, and his way of driving is very nice. But when he's alone, the car can show me, is he going over speed? How often he brakes? If he brakes too often, it means just his driving behavior is not good. Because to be safe in the streets, you must be smooth. Moving along the streets, just not causing any, troubles for other cars. So just smooth, accelerating smoothly, braking smoothly, just to be safe. So even through such connected services, you can know the driver's behavior in the street. So what connected means? It means just sending data remotely. Another one is autonomous, which is CA, autonomous, the car without a driver. More and more services like that. And there are already some cargo trucks, big trucks, in some of the countries, which already have, computerized, routes. They have routes programmed, and they follow the routes, and such autonomous cars, I will tell you, become more safe than the cars with drivers, because the car is monitored by the satellite, and from satellite, computer knows all the situation in the roads. Satellite may see adjacent roads to the main road, and where it may come out into the street and make an obstacle to you. Of course, the human may react when he sees, but sometimes he's tired and he cannot see. So autonomous cars, why we need them? Just because, well, computers are safer. Because the computers know what kind of signal is going to change. Like you go highway, not highway, just to the road, and there is change, just green changes to yellow, yellow changes to red. And computer, if it is already switched onto the system, computer knows that in several seconds it will be switched onto red. So computer will start braking the car beforehand, before approaching the crossroad, while the person can notice by eyes only. So autonomous. So it means the cars are very different. So the cars, some of the cars in the future, they may have no, wheel, steering wheel, without the wheel. Maybe joystick, maybe nothing. And such cars are our future. What is another trend? What is S? It stays for shared. And we talked a little bit about that, right? This is not only about cars. This is about bicycles. This is about autobikes. This is about other kind of, if the car is property, other kind of stuff. I know that, well, it's called like shared economy, or economy of sharing. What are people sharing? Can you please tell me, or share your opinion with me, share your knowledge with me? What are people sharing in new sharing economy? What do you guys share? Or can you write down what you share in your life? Are you sharing anything in your sharing economy? Well, I will give you a hint. I know that there is kind of a project, even at the university at the island, that sharing power banks, just charging device to smartphones. Power banks that are like shared, and for money you can get a power bank and go somewhere, pay money, and just return it to somewhere. So like sharing. There are very popular sharing services besides mobility, not related to cars or any vehicles. We are sharing houses, we are sharing apartments, and it becomes more, it's cheaper. And booking.com, Airbnb. Who have used Airbnb in his life? Please text me. Or booking.com. Who have used that? Oh yeah, Tushar have used that. Good. Masha have used that. Oh, Nikolai, just yesterday used. Perfect. Well, so this is sharing economy, and this came into mobility industries, into car industries as well. So let me be back to my brief presentation. So that is sharing economy. So this gives great opportunities to all of us. I mean, that gave me an opportunity. I didn't use it. I mean, I could try and drive a Ferrari. I didn't do that. But besides opportunities, it brings some threats. It gives big worries to traditional business models, to the companies who belong to traditional business model like us, like dealers. Why? Look, if people stop buying cars, just all of them, just one day change into just use, just buying mobility services, just rent a car, just, financial lease, or, just car sharing. What can retailer sell? Nothing to sell. We can sell nothing. If you sell nothing, so what comes to us to repair? Maybe we can repair some sharing cars, but this is really big threat to traditional business model. So this case brings a threat, and we need to change the model. And the dealers now, they think of new profit sources, and they think how and what they can do additionally to what to domain. Our domain is car sales and spare part sales and after sales service, and we try to do rent a car, we do operating lease. That's what we are doing now. And some of you guys have signed for some projects with us here. And when you are here, we can discuss what is, a rent a car or lease, what we do. In fact, we have suspended this. I mean, these services, because of, this coronavirus pandemic, it also just hits us. And at the moment, we don't sell cars. We still continue repair works and car maintenance works. And we suspended lease and rent a car for the time being. But I believe we can resume when the situation with the virus improves, when pandemic goes off. So shared, this is opportunities, but it's also some threats to us. Then another one is electric. More and more cars are electric. Закрыть надо, да? Другую тебе. Yeah. Can you see me? Just I think. All right. Electric cars. Yeah. Well, it's ecological. It's very ecological. I mean, from one side. So no oil, no gas is needed for that. I mean, to start the engine. And in the streets, less exhausted gas in the streets, less CO2, which is a big problem for big towns, big cities. From one side. From another side, it's a worry for the dealer. Who tried, guys? Who tried electric cars? Who have tried electric cars? Have you experience of trying that? Or if not, who have tried hybrid cars? Hybrid cars. Anyone? Hybrid cars. electric cars, Tesla. Who have tried Tesla in his life? No experience. Well, I never tried an electric car, but hybrid, yes. It's an interesting experience because, you know, no sound sometimes, just very calm, and electric car just acceleration is much faster, and no noise, no CO2, very little, very low fuel consumption. But what kind of threats it brings and worries to traditional business schemes? I will tell you. Look, I told you what we do. A retailer normally, when you come to me, you will see we have a showroom. It's big showroom. It's like 1,000 square meters. Many people there, always busy, many cars. But behind this 1,000 square meters, it is 6,000 square meters workshop, the place where we repair the cars and where we make periodic maintenance. Periodic maintenance for the car means we change oil filters from old used to new. We change motor oil. We change braking pads. Well, braking pads, okay, but motor oil and some air elements, because just normal engine needs fuel and needs oiling. And this is the way how the dealer retains his customer. Look, this young lady has purchased a new car and she is owing a new car. It's her property. But after a while, the car needs maintenance. Just the dealer says, okay, after 1,000 mileage, please come back to us and we will change oil and filter and do some, customizing of everything and for your safety. And after 10,000 kilometers, just after, half a year or just what comes first, comes back again for another periodic maintenance, and we again change oil and filters. And then after 20,000 kilometers, please come back again, because for your safety, you need to come here to us. So this is a way how the dealer, how the retailer retains the customer with him. So we want this customer to stay with us during all the time when he possesses his car, owns his car. Why? Because after 3-5 years, when the car gets old and she wants a new car, she would come back to us for a new car, not to Nissan, not to Mercedes, not to anywhere. So we take care of her car and of her very nicely, and we really help her to live safe. And that's why periodic maintenance, and this is good tool to let her stay with us for a long time. Why I'm telling you this story? Imagine your car, whatever, has an engine, but electric car has no engine. Electric car has what? It has motor, electric motor. And this motor, there is no oil filters, there is no oil change, there is no fuel consumed by the engine. This motor is just a magnet with some, wire. That's all. And it works like that. Some, battery, and goes. It means for the dealer, there is almost no way to retain the customer. Customer has no purpose to often come to the dealer for periodic maintenance. So dealer loses money. Dealer loses chance to retain the customer, and this customer may go to anywhere to buy a new car. And actually electric car can serve much longer, because there is not so many parts. Engine with normal just engine, it contains many parts which are really moving all the time, and those parts are just worn off just with the time just deteriorated, broken, but motor nothing to break. So this is a threat for the dealer, to lose the customer and not getting money for maintenance. And that's why this, you know, CASE case, those trends make a big damage, or not damage, well, big impact on traditional business model. Now, automotive industry companies are looking for, well, into different directions, trying to follow new trends. And all of us, we keep in mind mobility. Just for your reference, Summit Motors is a Japanese company. Well, it was set up as a joint venture between Russian and Japanese, and I belong to Russian company, and I was one of co-founders and co-owners in the past. Wow, periodically, me and my colleagues, we go to Japan to visit our Japanese colleagues, and we go to the office of, well, it's Sumitomo Corporation. It's a great big investment company in Japan, and doing automotive business in many countries. And when we visit that, when we come there, when we go there, there's a huge office, and even 10 years ago, in that office, there were companies like car dealers just in Europe, car dealers in United States, car dealers in East Europe and Russia and Belarus and Ukraine and like that. And normally it was car dealers and distributors and that kind of traditional business model companies. Just head office or just the guys belong to in one you know office, big office. There were such departments. But now in Sumitomo Corporation in Tokyo, this big office, traditional business model companies are like just small space, and other is mobility companies, mobility projects, connected, autonomous, shared, electric, whatever. So more and more people in the great investment house, investment company belong and are involved and do business directed or just mass, mobility as a service, case, connected, autonomous, shared, electric. So more and more people are involved into that. So this is kind of a brief tour or excursion, if you have, into automotive industry, what we do here locally in Primorye and Khabarovsk, and this is actually the end of the tour. I remind you that you all guys are invited when the circumstances allow you. You're welcome. Please come, and we talk more. Meanwhile, if you want, there are some of my contacts like Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do. By the way, tomorrow at 2 in Instagram, there will be kind of my interview on the current situation in my stories. There will be direct stream, live streaming on my interview, so you can join and follow and to see. It will be in Russian though, in Russian language. Now it's already 7 minutes after 6, past 6, and my presentation is completed. It's very pity for me that I could not see your faces, guys, but thank you for staying in touch. Thank you for communicating via, chat. It's great. And we still have some minutes. And if you have some questions, you're most welcome. You are most welcome. I give you 5-7 minutes. You can ask me about mobility, about traditional business model. You can ask me about even some very personal questions, whatever. Or can you please text me, where are you now? Are you at home? Are you at dormitory, or are you in the island? Where are you now at the moment? Are you in the same building or different buildings? So what is your location as of now? Is it home? On the island, right, Tushar? Dorm, yeah. Is it fun? You stay isolated, right? What do you do? What do you normally do during the daytime? Can you go outside? I mean, from the dorm, just to walk around the island, or what do you do? Can you do some sports? Can you, or what do you do?
We are allowed to roam in our campus, and we can play sports as well. But recently, there has been a more amount of strictness. If a large group of people are together, they generally tell us to, split and keep some distance because of the social distancing.
I see. What kind of sports do you do, Tushar?
I prefer football.
Oh, soccer. Great.
Soccer, yes.
I love it. I love it. I play soccer too.
Oh, that's
Not
great.
much nowadays, but I love it.
Yes.
Other guys, you all are in Ireland, right? Nikolai, where do you stay? All right, guys, I think we are together for 1 hour, and thank you for your thanks. And Akatova Street, all right. Thank you. If there is a chance next time, if you have some kind of, communication, I would love to have your faces. Otherwise, it's, talking to black squares, this is, it makes me crazy. Thank you, Alexander, to stay all the time with me. At least I see your face. All right, guys, if it's already done, hope to see you someday again, and all the best. Good luck.